Caltrans' mission is to provide a safe and reliable transportation network that serves all people and respects the environment. Safety is Caltrans' #1 priority. The COVID-19 pandemic created a challenge for California's highways, and Caltrans' focus on safety. Between 2019 and 2022, the number of people experiencing homelessness increased by 35%. On any given night, 38,000 individuals in the Bay Area were living unhoused. To support housing solutions and address increasing homelessness, in January 2020, Governor Gavin Newsom issued Executive Order 2320, which provided that state land could be used for a $1 lease to establish shelter sites. But people on state right-of-way persisted, with communities complaining about trash and people living along the freeways. And when it came to housing development, as everyone agreed that housing was the solution, there was NIMBYism.
These people need houses, physical, tangible structures. But where are you going to put them? Where are you going to build them? Nobody wants you to build low-cost housing near their house. People don't want it near them. We got something in this country, you've heard of it, it's called NIMBY, N-I-M-B-Y. Not in my backyard.
To address homelessness, Caltrans worked with local communities, county continuums of care, elected officials, and forged partnerships with advocates and people experiencing homelessness to close multiple large 50-plus person encampments in the Bay Area: University, Ashby, San Rafael, and Wood Street, from over a 3-year period from 2019 to 2023. Why were the closures necessary? In April 2022, Governor Gavin Newsom issued the following statement regarding the Ninth Circuit's decision in Where Do We Go Burke versus Caltrans, allowing Caltrans to continue its work to relocate homeless encampments on its highway right-of-way that pose urgent health and safety risk. Prior to the governor's statement in 2022, Caltrans Bay Area's roadmap to closing large encampments began with engagement in 2019. The Bay Area has a history of activism, and the University Avenue encampment along Interstate 80, where 200,000 cars travel daily, with UC Berkeley's Campanile to the east and the San Francisco Bay to the west, was the ideal site, a high-profile visible location for advocates to make a stand. Where Do We Go Burke was launched, and in November 2019, in response to advocate Andrea Henson's tweet to Caltrans Bay Area Director Tony Tavares, Caltrans paused periodic clearings at the University Avenue encampments and convened a multi-jurisdictional meeting to discuss solutions and a different path. Other advocate groups continued protest and used social media to gather rallies to support encampments. Advocates also went on the offensive with alternative solutions like cob houses or building tiny homes and other structures on state right-of-way, and used the media to tout their actions as solutions to homelessness. Collaboration and partnerships were critical, as Caltrans has no outreach staff and no housing options to offer. Caltrans had 100% reliance on city outreach and county continuums of care to interact and provide services and housing solutions to people on state right-of-way. Due to privacy, Caltrans could not track who received offers, and often Caltrans was told outreach services could not be deployed to people experiencing homelessness on state right-of-way.
Told you, you already have a spot actually at home base. I think it's just so important to kind of hold that humanity and understand and have compassion.
Finally, the tipping point was political will and an empathetic approach. Caltrans conducted tours so media and decision makers could see people in the unsafe conditions, see the work Caltrans had done to clean areas and to mitigate re-entry, documentation of before and after work, shelter site development in Oakland, San Francisco, and San Jose, and other housing solutions.
Those are the things that are very sort of tangible things that are really going to make a difference. It's not just we put a cabin here and you get to spend the night for 6 months. No, you're actually training and learning to become a productive citizen when you leave here. And some of them had those skills before, but reinforcing those skills through programs like this, I think will be transformative for a lot of people's lives.
I'm really most excited is really the fact that we as a transportation organization can actually do something for the societal issue of homelessness. And we're actually doing something proactive. It's a positive thing. We're getting people off our highways into a transitional program. Many of them are finding permanent housing. We're providing the opportunity for jobs to give them a new bridge to that new path in their life in the future. And so this is an exciting thing. What other transportation agency is doing this, right?
To close the university encampment, state leadership met with Berkeley and Alameda County to focus on housing solutions enabling 90 people to enter into a 50-bed shelter and a 40-bed hotel in July and August 2021. Although many people moved west to set up another encampment in Emeryville, that encampment received a 6-month pause to allow for housing options and was then closed in May 2022. In San Rafael, over several months, Caltrans worked with the City of San Rafael and Marin County to migrate individuals living in a large encampment located in a downtown park and ride to housing placements.
Hi, I'm Janice Mara, Information Officer for Caltrans District 4, Alameda County. And it may not look like it, but I'm standing at the site of a former encampment at the Ashby Avenue exit off Interstate 80 in Berkeley. Alameda County, my county, is a county that has cities with encampments that get a lot of media attention. This was one of them. Also, the Wood Street encampment off I-880 in Oakland got a lot of media attention. I think you've all probably had experiences like this where people living in the vicinity or driving past would deluge Caltrans with calls and emails saying, "This is awful, you have to do something about this, there's abandoned vehicles, there's illicit activity, you've got to clear this encampment."
After 3 listening sessions with the Wood Street community in late 2021, Caltrans engaged a consultant to examine the situation and provide recommendations to improve engagement. Their assessment? The process needs a political champion who is working in alignment with their public agencies and is actively working to achieve resolution. Fortunately, Caltrans had Governor Newsom. While Caltrans worked with partners to find housing solutions, the Wood Street community experienced over 200 fires, resulting in a fatality in April 2022 and the closure of Interstate 880 in July 2022.
There have been people in that area for years, and so they have a sense of place, and we've been mindful of that. But at the same time, we just need to look at the reality that what happened yesterday needs to be prevented.
After the July 2022 fire, in the interest of safety for individuals living at Wood Street and the traveling public, Caltrans moved forward for closure. In July, advocates won a temporary restraining order to ensure individuals had housing options, pushing the closure out to begin in September. And once began, within 6 weeks, the Wood Street encampment was closed. Ultimately, engagement, collaboration, partnerships, political will, and an empathetic approach resulted in the closure of Wood Street and other large encampments on Caltrans Bay Area state right-of-way.